Now, as someone who has had many top tier phones, I thought that the Infinix Note 50 Pro wouldn't be able to be good enough to be my main phone for a long period of time, but it turns out that I was extremely wrong. Now, having been a tech enthusiast for years, I've had the privilege of using many flagship phones from the top companies. The smooth transitions, premium build quality, and cutting edge features on high-end devices have me spoiled to the point where I often dismiss mid-range phones without truly giving them a chance. And the truth is that my experience with top-tier smartphones has set a high bar for what I expect from a daily driver. From the latest and best processors to the advanced camera systems, I've truly grown accustomed to having the best in my pocket. And this mindset truly led me to initially approach the Infinix Note 50 Pro with a bit of doubt. After all, how could a mid-range to lower tier device possibly match the experience that I've grown accustomed to with flagship phones? But after my use with the Note 50 Pro, here's where things get a bit interesting. This phone has truly challenged my preconceptions in ways that I never expected. The phone delivers a level of quality that rivals my previous flagship devices, offering features and performance that punch well above its price point. And what makes this experience unique is how the Note 50 Pro has managed to create its own identity while maintaining the standards that I've come to expect from more expensive phones. It's not technically trying to be a flagship clone. Instead, it carves out its own niche. The value proposition is remarkable. You're getting a phone that can handle everything from daily tasks to demanding apps, all while costing significantly less than premium alternatives. And looking back, I can't help but wonder how many excellent phones that I may have overlooked due to my bias against top tier phones in the US. This has truly been a huge reminder that innovation and quality can come at any price point. So in this video, I will be sharing my personal experience with the Note 50 Pro after a month of use, and I will also be showing you guys the many pros and cons that I've come across. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And also, let me know what phone that you would like me to take a look at next. Now, although the Note 50 Pro has given me an overall great experience, I like to think that there is nothing on this earth that is man-made that is absolutely perfect, and the Note 50 Pro is no exception. One of the most notable issues that I've encountered is the inconsistent frame rate, and while this phone has a high refresh rate of 144 Hz compared to most other phones that only have 120 at max, every single day I notice stutters and drops when I'm using certain apps. Like for instance, some social media apps work at 144 while other ones feel more like 60. Software updates is another concern for me. With only 2 years of updates, I can't help but feel that the longevity of this phone is somewhat limited, especially when you have phones like the Pixel 9a, which are in a similar price range, offering 7 years of support. The speakers have also been very disappointing, despite the JBL branding, which initially got me excited because the JBL brand is a really good brand when it comes to speakers and headphones. The speakers on this phone are surprisingly tiny and hollow sounding, and this becomes especially noticeable when watching videos or playing games without headphones. Display brightness has also been a constant struggle. In outdoor conditions, whenever the sun is shining really hard, I often find myself squinting at the screen, and it just doesn't get bright enough for my liking, especially when compared to phones like the Pixel 8a, Pixel 9a, and even the Galaxy S24 FE. Another problem for me was the camera system. While most of the photos are actually really good, it does show its limitations when it comes to nighttime photos. I've noticed some inconsistent results that make the pictures look either grainy or they just come out looking blurry. Sometimes I get a really good photo, and other times it just doesn't look good. And these issues, while not deal breakers, do remind me that this phone is this cheap for a reason. And what really frustrates me the most is that with some of these issues, particularly the refresh rate inconsistencies and camera performance, could potentially be improved through software updates. However, with a limited update window, I'm unsure if they'll have any time to fix these improvements. Now, getting into one of the many good things that I've experienced with my Note 50 Pro over the past month, the display's experience has truly impressed me. Whenever the refresh rate was working as intended, scrolling feels like butter, it's incredibly smooth and makes everything feel premium, and I find myself constantly admiring how fluid the animations look, especially when I'm switching between apps or scrolling through my social media feeds. The visual experience has completely blown me away. The colors pop and the incredible contrast makes everything from photos to videos look really good. Whether I'm watching YouTube videos, browsing Instagram, or playing games, the screen delivers rich, vibrant colors that make content feel alive. And what really caught me off guard is how fast the fingerprint sensor and face unlock work. They were better than my Pixel phones, but they were a little bit worse than my Galaxy phones. And in terms of Face ID, it was only a little bit slower than my iPhone, but again, that's pretty good for this price. The bezels on the display, along with the hole punch camera, made the screen feel much more immersive, making the whole front of the phone feel like one seamless screen. And this design choice really modernizes the whole look of the phone and makes it feel more premium than its price would suggest. And it's even more impressive because this phone is cheaper than the Pixel A series, and they didn't compromise on the phone size or the screen real estate. Looking at the responsiveness, every tap, swipe, and gesture registers instantly, making the whole experience feel snappy and high-end. The touch sampling rate is well optimized because even in fast-paced games or when I'm quickly typing messages, the screen keeps up with my inputs perfectly. And this kind of response time is something that I usually expect from more expensive phones. The battery life has been nothing short of phenomenal in my daily use. I'm consistently getting 6 to 7 hours of screen time with heavy usage. And what's even more impressive is the 90-watt fast charging. Whenever I forget to charge my phone overnight, I can wake up with 2% and all I have to do is plug my phone on the charger, take a quick shower, and as soon as I get out, my phone is at 100%. The 90 watts takes your phone from 0 to 100% in about 38 minutes, and the wireless charging is also very fast at 30 watts. So if you're someone who has an overnight charger that is MagSafe, this phone comes with a MagSafe case that will allow you to hook it onto your MagSafe accessory, so you can even wirelessly charge this phone without having to make a compromise if you're coming from an iPhone. And speaking of my heavy use, even during intense gaming sessions or while recording videos, the battery drain remains surprisingly manageable, and I rarely find myself reaching for the charger before bedtime. I've also noticed that this phone's intelligent battery management system does an excellent job at optimizing battery consumption, especially when I'm switching between multiple apps throughout the day. Standby time was pretty impressive as well. Whenever I wasn't using my phone, I did have my always on display, and it really didn't take up that much battery. If I set my phone down for 2 hours or if I forget to charge it overnight, I will usually lose about 6 to 8% over that time, which is about 6 to 8 hours worth of time. Now moving on to performance, while the Note 50 Pro doesn't pack the latest flagship processor, I found that it handles daily tasks without breaking a sweat. Whether I'm juggling multiple social media apps, editing photos, or switching between work emails and messaging, everything feels very smooth and responsive. And what's really surprised me is how well it handles gaming. I play Call of Duty Mobile and I was able to run the game at the max settings and it was pretty fine. No overheating, no crazy battery degradation, and most of these mobile games are optimized for most phones anyway, so when it comes to power, most phones can handle even the most power heavy apps. Its processor management seems really well optimized. I rarely notice any noticeable lag or stuttering during my regular use. Even in the rare times when I'm multitasking, the phone keeps up with my demands without getting cooked. I've been also using productivity apps, streaming services, and editing tools, and I honestly can't say that I felt limited by the processing power. And thanks to the 12 gigabytes of RAM, everything ran like a breeze. So while benchmark scores might not compete with flagship devices, when it comes to real world usage, the processor on the Note 50 Pro has proven to be more than capable at handling everything that I throw at it. Also, when it comes to build quality, after a month of daily use, I'm genuinely impressed by how well built the Note 50 Pro feels in my hand. There's no creaking, flexing, or any signs of wear and tear that you might expect from a mid-range device. The buttons remain clicky and responsive, and my phone has survived about 2 drops on a wooden floor without any damage, so it's putting up pretty fine. The software experience has also been surprisingly stable, with no random crashes or frustrating bugs that often plague phones in this price range. I particularly love how smooth and intuitive the custom UI feels. It's not bloated with unnecessary features, there's plenty of customization options, and everything feels and works the way it should. The app animations feel fluid, and after installing numerous apps and filling up the storage with photos and videos, it maintained its snappy response times and reliable performance. And when it comes to camera, I would say that it's not the best camera on the market, but it's good enough to give you nice quality. Whenever the lighting was good, the photos consistently came out sharp, detail, and with excellent color reproduction that rivals what I expect from more expensive phones. The selfie camera has exceeded my expectations, delivering clear, natural looking shots that don't overprocess my features like some other phones tend to do. Even when taking everyday photos of food, landscapes, or just random moments, I find myself consistently impressed by how well the camera captures the scenes, especially when the lighting is consistent. And the dynamic range in most shots was remarkably good. capturing both bright and shadowy areas with impressive detail. However, I do want to point out that video recording hasn't quite lived up to these same standards. When comparing video footage to other phones in this price range, I noticed that the quality is a bit grainy and lacks the clarity that I've come to expect, especially when it comes to more challenging lighting conditions. So looking back at my month with the Infinix Note 50 Pro, I can honestly say that this experience has been pretty eye-opening. As someone who has always gravitated towards flagship phones, making a switch to this phone has completely changed my perspective on not only mid-range phones, but also phones outside of the US. And while the Note 50 Pro isn't perfect, no phone is, this journey has inspired me to be more open-minded about trying phones from different brands and different price points. It's reminded me that sometimes the best experience comes from unexpected places. And to all of you watching who might be on the fence about trying something different, take it from someone who's been stuck in the flagship bubble. Do not be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone, because you might just find, as I did, that there's incredible value and innovation happening at every price point. So thank you all for joining me on this journey with my Note 50 Pro. Your support does mean the world to me, and I can't wait to share more unexpected finds and honest reviews with you guys. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.